Here's my little broadheaded snake. It's the first time I've owned one of these guys. I bought it unfeeding from a breeder, and I've owned Stevens bandits quite a few times, and they eat like troopers, no worries, but I've tried just about every trick with this bloke, and he never eats. One thing I've noticed with him, see him right now standing up and getting defensive, that's as much as he gives, that's as much as you get. You know, he doesn't get cranky. Most hops sit there and carry on and give you false lunges and get quite upset and a little bit irate, but he's not a flighty snake, which alarm bells around. These guys, they're found in around Sydney and whatnot, Hawkesbury, all those southern areas. They're very similar looking, can easily be mistaken for a diamond python. And the way they usually work, you get these big sandstone escarpments. I mean, I've never found them in the wild. I grew up in Sydney, but you lift up the flat little pieces of sandstone and they live underneath them. And unfortunately, because of us humans liking that particular flat sandstone for our gardens, a lot of people go out and poach the sandstone and therefore destroy the habitat for these guys. So they're a relatively rare snake. It's the first one I've ever seen in real life besides zoos, and I wanted to have something different to use in my shows. So I sold my Stevens and bought this guy, and he's not going to grow if he doesn't eat. And I'm getting worried. You can see down his tail end, he's getting a little bit thin there, so I don't want him to lose too much condition that he won't go. I've never ever in my life force fed animals. I've always thought that it's a management problem. This container is a clear container. Usually you use a darker container, but I also put a cloth over the top of it so it's not too bright and whatnot. He does have a heat source, but you've got to be careful. These guys don't mind the cold, so don't mind it a bit cooler. But anyway, you see how he's actually enjoying the sun. See how placid and still and quiet he is? It's unusual for this species. He's usually a little bit flighty.